Hi again. Today we're going to be discussing more of words that can hurt and words can heal. And I hope I've given you a little bit of an assignment the last time, which was to try to pick a few conversations that you've had, good, bad ones, and to write down some of the words that you remembered saying and some of what either made the conversation go good or made the conversation go bad. So I hope you've been doing that, and if you haven't, if you're just recently tuning in, then please make sure that you do that, because that will really be helpful for yourself and helpful in the long run, even if you and I end up communicating one-on-one or something. So just do that and see if you can pick a couple of good conversations and a couple of not so good ones. Today we're going to do things a little bit different. We're going to talk about some of the bad words that have been said to you, and also the importance of being an encourager. And again, I've got my notes, so if you see me looking down, that's why I want to make sure I get everything across to you that I've got in my notes. Periodically, someone in your life will assume the position of the heavenly sandpaper. That's the person who thinks they're an expert at finding fault, no matter how minute it is, and then they focus on it. The results of that sort of aberration is anything but refining. Instead, hurtful words grate against the grain, and they strip away self-worth and wear you down emotionally. Now, I know myself, I've been through it. I shared some of it with you in one of these seminars about a teacher that called me names. I have had things happen to me throughout my life, in marriage, and other people just saying things that weren't true. And I know the damage it can do. So today we're going to touch a little bit on that. God holds all of us accountable for how we use our words, especially words that are going to wound other people. Excessive critical words do not come from the heart of the wise, neither do they reflect the heart of God. Proverbs 10:19 says, "When words are many, sin is not absent, but he who holds his tongue is wise." You got to take that into consideration. There's those Proverbs again. You know, if we can learn to just hold our tongue and not speak to, sorry, my dog's barking. This is being done in my home. And to not speak out everything that comes to our mind, we're going to be a lot better off. When we say things that just we feel like saying without thinking, we're doing damage. We're doing horrible damage to others. So there is a spirit that kind of gets a hold of a person. It's very critical. And most of the time it's not accurate and it's not fair. This person puts themselves above whoever it is they're saying horrible things about. And they might be yelling things like, you know, it's your fault, 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 fault. It's all about how bad the other person is, which elevates them. I know that sounds sick, but that is what happens with people. They just turn things around and put the fault on someone else. You know, you're stupid, you're dumb, you shouldn't have done that, you're ignorant, you're rude, you're this, you're this, you're this. But I'm so great. You see, it turns it around onto them as being the good guy. And that is damaging. The Bible isn't quiet about those with a critical spirit, those sitting on the judgment seat looking down on others. Romans 14:10 says, "You then, why do you judge your brother? Or why do you look down on your brother or sister? For we all stand before God's judgment seat." You see, this isn't a thing that's just been happening in our time. It happened way back, way, way back, right to the Garden of Eden. That sort of a spirit, which is critical, is excessively negative, with a negative attitude and harshness in judging people. Criticism has two different meanings. Speaking fairly, this is coming from the dictionary, speaking fairly with discernment in regard to merit or value. Or, here's the bad part, speaking unfairly with trivial or harsh judgments. A person with a critical spirit gives unfair criticism by fault-finding, nitpicking, quibbling, and complaining. The tongue has the power of life and death. Proverbs 18:21. I'm going to say that again. The tongue has the power of life and death. This little thing. It can make your relationship, or it can kill your relationship. It can make a person feel good, or it can make a person not want to live. Sounds pretty harsh. Encouragement, on the other hand, is the opposite of this critical judging. From our earliest years, we plead for approval. We're always crying out for encouragement. Daddy, Daddy, look what I drew. When we learn to swim, we call out, Mommy, look here, look at me. We all crave encouragement. We all need daily encouragers who use their words wisely. And you know, here I go again with the Bible, but it says in Hebrews 3:13, encourage one another daily. You think that he knew what he was talking about? I remember when I was in Africa with our orphanage, and I was with my little son, Joseph, one of my boys over there, and I had him in a swimming pool. And he was 12 years old, but he still didn't really know how to swim. So I was kind of trying to show him, and I don't even know how to swim, but it was funny. And all of a sudden, he could swim. And you know, you would have thought he was 2 years old. He was splashing and giggling, and it was the cutest thing. I actually have it on video. Maybe I'll put it on my YouTube sometime. But it's so cute, and all he wanted to do was to please me and show me that he could swim. It was adorable. And he wanted Daddy to know that he could swim. Look at me, I can swim. So I encouraged him. I told him, you're right, Joseph. That's awesome. You are so cool. And he just smiled from ear to ear. You know, and working with those little ones in Africa, and you know that they never had encouragement or anybody to say anything to them, good or bad, or if they did have any sort of words, most of the time it was bad. When you see those kids, it just breaks your heart. And any kind of little hug or kiss or telling them they're awesome at something or great kids, it really makes their day. They smile just from the inside out. It's so cute. Well, you know, we're like that too. We need to have encouragement. And it's the act of inspiring another person with comfort, counsel, and confidence. The word encourage literally means to cause another to be confident. Wow. What would discourage mean then? If encourage means to cause one to be confident, discourage means to cause one to be insecure. Oh my goodness. N-E-N means to cause to be. Courage means confidence, so it's cause to be confident. The encourager causes another person to have the confidence to change. 1 Thessalonians 5:11 says, therefore encourage one another and build each other up, just as in fact you are doing. Christians are called to comfort others just as we have received comfort from God. we have this supernatural power that we possess as an encourager to inspire others who need to change and to give them courage to change. Now, this critical, rude spirit that we were talking about focuses on faults of others. Now, I don't know what your relationship was like with your father, your brother, maybe your mother, your teacher, grandparent, somebody. They may have been that person with the critical spirit. None of us is without fault. Those who convey a critical spirit can feel justified using words that condemn. However, the tendency to call attention to trivial flaws prevents fault finders from helping others to change. They can't extend the caring spirit. God never condemns and wounds the spirit. He brings a sense of conviction that encourages and motivates us to change.